This July 18th, 2024 meeting of the Historic Commission to order. We have a roll call.
Mr. Daniel?
Here.
Ms. Perkins? Here. Mr. Dixon? Mr. Carter?
Here.
Mr. Brickler? Ms. Chen?
Okay. Let's see, we need to approve the minutes from the March 21st, April 18th, and May 16th meeting. We probably ought to consider them separately. Does anybody have any corrections or additions to the March 21 minutes? You do? Okay.
I sent this to both Mr. Dixon and Mr. Metz. I listened to the audio of it.
Uh-huh.
Something that I don't understand is that it looks, the minutes we use later, I think they are just like an automatic
Right.
translation. And there are things left in there which are like, which I think are funny, like Mr. Brickler talks about the supposedly the preservation sultan of conservation.
I think that's the one that I sent something to James about that didn't make sense in a lot of areas.
Yeah, I mentioned that too, but then he said that we didn't give him specific changes. However, listening to the audio, you know, Mr. Dixon and Mr. Brickler were very audible. I could hear you most of the time. It was kind of when you would lean back, I couldn't hear you, I guess, when you leaned forward. Ms. Sherman was here. Couldn't hear anything that she was saying. But despite that, despite the fact that most of it is just automatically generated, there were huge sections that are missing, just taken out, like that much. I was
Really?
going to ask Mr. Dixon if he had requested that.
Okay.
And also strangely is that almost everything that Ms. Sherman said is in her verbatim, even though you can't hear her at all. So it's kind of strange to me how that happened. And I don't know if we want to.
Well, unless you have specific changes, I think we have to just kind of put them aside until we get corrections. Unless you have changes you can make.
Well, this is what's, I sent this to Mr. Dixon and James Metz, and I said I'll leave it up to you two, but then I heard nothing back.
James is no longer with the city.
Right. And despite giving this to him, he then said that he needed specific corrections, so I'm kind of confused. If that's what they need, then I can just do this. I don't have to put these in. I understand verbatim you don't need it necessarily for like run-of-the-mill things like we usually approve, but this was a really important discussion for us.
In order to vote on it, I think you have to read those in order for us to know exactly what's in there. I think. Is that correct?
Yeah, I would say if you have specific corrections,
I guess the question is, do people feel like we need to have this in there? Because it's pretty substantive stuff.
Well, if it's substantive stuff, yeah, we do need it.
Okay, then I could just give this to them, and one, you could have it come back once again. Although the one thing that was really important that I noticed was, at the end, the decision, the motion was to deny approval of the demolition,
Okay.
right? And everybody voted in favor of the denial.
Right.
But in the minutes, he said the motion was denied, which is weird.
I guess the motion was actually approved to deny.
Right. So that needs to be changed. Make sure I didn't misunderstand how that went, but that was,
Okay.
that has to be changed. So then maybe we could.
Well, in order for us to vote on it, I think you're going to have to, or somebody's going to have to actually either read those in, or we put them aside for them to be retyped and resubmitted next meeting, which is probably the most efficient way to do it. Yeah.
That's a lot of stuff. There's the parts also in Ms. Sherman's book that I thought were really
who's the she you mentioned? Oh, okay.
So anyway, so yes, I will. Actually, I have another Word document, if that would make it easier for me to send it, to send them to.
I think that probably coordinating with planning staff would be the best way, not voting on it today, and then waiting to vote on it
Yeah.
if that's a specific one,
Yeah.
It looks like she's got about 3 pages to read in there. Be better to.
Or, I mean, and since James isn't here, I think probably we should get Deborah and the other staff and see what their recommendation is to get it cleared up and make sure that it's clear in the way that, we're all comfortable with voting on approving, so.
Did you have similar problems with the April 18th? Or the, okay, on April 18th, then we have a motion to accept.
Yes.
A second?
I'll second.
Okay, roll call? Yes.
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 Okay.
Sorry, can I pause you real quick? I think to get this to come up here, I think is on Ms. Chen's screen, so hold on, I think it's, my apologies. I'm trying to figure out how to get this.
Okay. May 16th minutes. Do we have a motion to accept them? Or is there any comments or changes?
No.
May 16th?
No.
No? Motion to accept?
I move.
Okay, second?
I'll go ahead and second it.
Okay. Roll call?
Mr. Daniel?
Yes.
Ms. Perkins?
Yes.
Mr. Dixon? Mr. Carter?
Yes.
Mr. Brickler? Ms. Chen?
Yes.
Okay, well, the next item here is a certificate of appropriateness for 301 the Alameda for exterior renovations. I think it was mainly painting, as I recall. We have staff report.
Yes, so this certificate of appropriateness at 804 South Main Street is to repaint the residential dwelling and garage, replace damaged tile on front porch, and add railing around porch and down the stairs. The property history, 301 the Alameda, also known as Charles T. Goldman House, is a 2-story Victorian house built in 1894. This is the area for the proposal of work. And, oops. I don't know where the other slides are. My apologies. And in your packets, I believe that you received the different materials that they would be using after the proposal of work for the dwelling in the garage, the front porch, and the porch and stairs. Per the Middletown Development Code, no person owning, renting, or occupying property which has been designated a landmark or which is situated in a designated historic district shall carry out any exterior alteration, restoration, reconstruction, demolition, new construction, or moving of a historic landmark or property within a historic district, nor shall any person make any material change in appearance of such property, its light fixtures, signs, awnings, windows, siding, roof, doors, shutters, sidewalks, fences, walls, retaining walls, steps, paving, or other exterior elements which affect the appearance and cohesiveness of the historic landmark or historic district without first obtaining a certificate of appropriateness from the Historic Commission or Development Code Administrator as applicable. No permits for zoning, building, or demolition shall be issued without first obtaining a certificate of appropriateness. No other approvals or permits are required for this. Time limit, the applicant shall submit a completed application for a certificate of zoning compliance within 1 year of the date of the certificate of appropriateness was approved, or the approval shall expire. The date of the approval shall be the date of the Development Code Administrator issues the COA. Upon the expiration of a COA, a new application, including all applicable fees, shall be required before a new application will be reviewed. Upon written request, one extension of 1 year may be granted by the Development Code Administrator if the applicant can show good cause for a delay. The Historic Commission may authorize alternative time limits for a certificate of zoning compliance issuance based on the scale of the proposed development. Any person directly affected by a decision of the Historic Preservation Administrator or the Historic Commission shall have the right to appeal to the Planning Commission, provided that a written application for appeal is filed within 20 calendar days after the decision, notice, or order was serviced. An application for appeal shall be based on a claim that 1, the true intent of the applicable code section or the rules legally adopted thereunder have been incorrectly interpreted. 2, the provisions of this code do not fully apply, or 3, the requirements of this code are adequately satisfied by other means. No building permit or other permit required for the activity applied for shall be issued during the 20-day period or while an appeal is pending. The Planning Commission shall consider an appeal within 30 calendar days of receipt and shall utilize the written findings of the Historic Preservation Administrator or the Historic Commission in rendering their decision. A majority vote of the Planning Commission shall be required to overturn a decision of the Historic Preservation Administrator or the Historic Commission. Certificate of appropriateness application, supporting documents, and zoning maps were in your packets.
Should have asked this earlier, but is this a public hearing? Do I need to swear her in?
No, but if there are
Others?
others that are going to testify,
The Tricklers are out of the country and they sent me with some paint samples.
okay, well, you'll just have to sign in, and then we'll swear you in before, not at this moment, but yeah, when public hearing time comes, then we'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
So on your screen, speaking of the paint samples, on your screen and in your packets were the trim colors, main body color, and accent colors, as well as for the accent colors for the porches and the shutters. There is a historic picture of the Goldman House, and then these, they're showing here in these pictures, the pillars will remain, I'm trying to read the words from here, sorry. The pillars will remain, so railing will be placed along the street side, between pillars and along the stairs. Placement will be similar to the 1947 and 1977 images of the metal railing. The metal railing was more detailed than the original, so they're looking to blend the two style histories by installing railing similar to the photo below, which is the top photo on the screen. The flooring of the porch will be a wood-like product from, don't know if I'm going to pronounce this right, Aratus. Aratus Heritage is designed to lay on top of the current concrete of the porch and will go perpendicular to the house, to the front of the house. This product is also shown in the photo above, but the color will be the weathered wood real-life sample provided, so it would be the one in the middle of the bottom picture. And I went over these already. So, I think that's where it is. Unless you need me to read through the design review criteria. Okay.
Anybody on the board have any questions for staff?
Hmm.
Okay. I guess we need to swear you in then, sir.
Down here,
Yeah, you can sign in over here.
If you would state your name and your address.
Michael Combs, 303 The Alameda, next door to the subject.
Okay. And you gotta tell us why Andy's not around?
He's in London, right?
London.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And then, yeah, I guess you're supporting the application, so.
Yes, and dropping off some samples, paint.
If you give the plant samples, I can take to the staff,
Yeah, and we'll, okay, and we'll go ahead and swear you in as well. Okay, and if you'll just raise your right hand. You doing it?
Sure. Do you swear and affirm that the testimony that you're going to give is the truth to the best of your knowledge? Thank you.
See, I was supposed to do all that, but I forgot. Okay, do you have anything to add to that?
No, just that the applicant has spent a lot of time and effort doing the research. The flooring is historically correct. They've gone to Savannah to see samples of it.
Okay,
Neighborhood supportive of it.
okay. All right, does the commission have any questions for
No.
Mr. Combs?
No.
No? I guess you can
Appreciate it.
take your
Thank
seat
you.
then.
Thank you.
I just said appreciate it.
And if you are done with the public hearing portion, you can go ahead and close that portion before deliberating.
The public hearing is now closed. Do we have a motion to, with regard to this application?
Yeah, I make a motion to approve.
Okay, second?
I'll second it.
Okay. Call roll.
Mr. Daniel?
Yes.
Ms. Perkins?
Yes.
Mr. Dixon? Mr. Carter?
Yes.
Mr. Brickler? Ms. Chen?
Yes.
Okay, do we have any old or new business to discuss?
Do. I do. Yeah. Going back to the 619 Baltimore, which was the subject of the March meeting minutes. That was the demolition. I'm wondering if, given the conversation that happened in that meeting, maybe could we use that as a case study to see the whole progression of what happened? So that we could understand places where we might have been able to do something through historic, because the problem was that we don't hear about it until they're ready to demolish it.
Yeah, we have asked in the past for copies of the worksheets that the inspectors use when they go out.
Yeah.
And we haven't been able to get those.
That's a problem because they're public records, and I know from my personal experience, I don't get public records that I request until I say that I'm going to go to court and get a writ. And because it's not up to us, because we're not members of the public asking for them even, we're on a historic commission and we need those, need those documents to do our job as a commission. So if that could change, that would be great.
With the reorganization that Mr. Lally had announced, maybe we can force a little bit more. There's going to be a supervisor over the 5 inspectors,
Yeah.
and we can try again to get information. But I know that James had requested those worksheets quite often, and he was denied.
Yeah, that's a serious problem with the city because it's public. They're public records.
The other thing that the city's announced that they're going to do was the vacant property legislation. They were going to start enforcing it, and we've also requested, DMI has also requested that they go citywide versus strictly just the UCC. If we start finding people for maintenance issues, either through the vacant property or if we can get information on this other, maybe we can start catching these things before they get
Right.
deteriorated enough that they come to us to be torn down.
Right. So,
But I don't know exactly how we accomplish that. And
I think we can just, I would like the documents, if nothing else, so I got all, like, all of the documents going back to, I don't know, 2020, I guess? Some-
The Historic Commission is requesting copies of
All the paperwork and notices and,
the violation notices, going back for a couple years.
yeah, for 619 Baltimore. No, we-
I guess we can only ask for the historic districts and the conservation, which has been kind of a pushback we've gotten in the past because there's 5 inspectors and no one of them has a district by itself.
Right.
There's other things there, which I think would be okay if we got that with other things there, we can weed them out ourselves.
Right. Okay,
But we can try that again.
so maybe,
Somebody even put through a records request.
yeah, except, shouldn't have to, but I can if I must.
Well, no, I mean,
But-
it's already been done by somebody.
Okay, then, okay. Because I was thinking if we could see all of it, we could understand all of the steps along the way and begin to get an idea of maybe how we could work on it. So do we have to vote on that, or we just make that request?
I think we just make that request. It's been made before. It's, staff kind of push it on. You have a development meeting once a week or once a month? Every 2 weeks. Is it okay for it to be more informal?
If not, you can do a formal, like, request or something, and vote next time, or,
Well, I can go on, I'll just go on next request and,
Go ahead and make a
yeah,
motion that we receive copies of the code violation notices
history.
for
Yeah.
years
Mhm.
and then ongoing. We have
So move.
I guess, second for that motion. I guess I made the motion.
Second? I second.
Okay.
Mr. Daniel? Ms. Perkins?
Yes.
Mr. Dixon? Mr. Carter?
yes.
Mr. Brickler? Ms. Chen?
Yes.
Okay, any other
Yes.
new or old business? Go ahead.
Yes. Sorry. So the historic preservation plan update. So I asked Mr. Metz for what was so far so I could understand, and this was all he gave me. My recollection is that contract was approved in like November of '22. And so I'm wondering how it is that a year and a half later, all we have is this. So I would like,
I think we saw an outline that was several pages long, several months ago, didn't we?
Yeah, I think so. It was just like the outline, but they were making more proposed changes or something like that.
Right.
They came in, I think it was the
Yeah,
attorney
we've
or
asked
something.
about every meeting, what the status was.
yeah,
And
this
it's-
is just chapter 4.
They're working on it.
Yeah, well, that's, I mean, that, okay, I worked in,
Yeah,
this is chapter 4, and it just, the red is the new stuff. He said that's all he has, and, I mean, I worked in consulting. A year and a half later to have only this would mean that either they're not doing their job or the city isn't cooperating.
There was the outline, which actually had a little more meat on it than an outline.
Yeah,
And it was sent out to the different historic commissions
okay,
around, different people that should look at it.
okay,
I know there was quite a bit of comments from the PRISM group.
okay, okay.
And they've asked me a couple times what the status is. But when they commented, it was probably 8 or 9 months ago.
Yeah, so something's not right. It shouldn't take that long. So, just a comment, I guess, that could we please know why it's taking so long. And more than just telling us, yeah, they're working on it, because this is,
Sorry, did they ever send us an email regarding that too? I don't know if that was just probably the outline that we had. I'll have to check my email. I may have something,
okay.
but I think it was when we were talking, they sent us, like, the email. Was that just the basic outline?
I think it was the outline,
Oh, okay.
but it was a detailed outline.
Yeah. Did you ever get a copy of that when you came?
All I got was this
I
chapter
can find it.
4.
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
But yeah, we can check this
Do you want me
out
to
soon.
send this to you? If you don't have, I could send it, well, no, I'm not allowed to send things to all of you, but, yeah,
Yeah, send it to her. Yeah.
I'll send it back to you, and then you can, right.
Yeah.
I'll send this back to planning, and then you can give it to everybody. In a dream world, like they have these city-owned sites like Lincoln, Roosevelt, and Vale. I'm pretty sure the Vale site is in the historic district, Oakland, I think. And it seems that we should be brought in the front side, not here's the finished problem, this is what we're going to do, approve it or deny it. So like the architecture review and the historic preservation should be part of the discussion about the design and what's appropriate to go on those sites. And I ran this past my husband because he is a planner and worked on historic preservation for like 20 or 30 years, and he said that's kind of normal to do that, and it's not done here, to make sure that things are appropriate.
Plans for, which one was it? It wasn't Roosevelt, what was the other one across the street from there?
Lincoln?
Yeah.
It was discussion about tearing it down or something there.
Right.
And I know that came to us.
Right, but they just now have, at the council meeting Tuesday, they now have a plan for Lincoln, and it's completely, not at all, in keeping with, I know it's not in the historic districts, but it's directly adjacent to the Highlands. It's these rows of, like 3 or 4 together, two-car garages across like 90% of the front of all of them, which is just not at all fitting even the fabric of the neighborhood. So, I mean, I guess if it's outside, we can't do anything about it, but if the Vale one is actually in Oakland Historic District, isn't? It's like adjacent? Okay. Okay.
It will, I'm on the planning commission also, and a lot of the new plan developments that come to us look like garage doors.
Right.
Essentially, you have a garage on the first floor, and then you have living spaces
Yeah.
on the second, maybe,
Right. Yeah. And I,
which I don't particularly care for, but it seems to be what people want, according to what they tell us.
yeah. But I didn't think that Planning Commission even knows about what's going on at Lincoln. But yeah, they presented this preliminary development plan to council on Tuesday for that site. So, yeah.
I think it will end up going to planning. I think it will have to go to planning.
Eventually, yeah. It's just weird that council would approve it and then approve I guess they're just approving the sale. But at any rate, back to, I guess that was just a thought. I didn't understand how we fit in with those decisions versus just having it show up as a done deal.
I think it has to be in a historic district before we're involved.
Actual boundaries. Okay. All right, I'm done. I'm done. Yep.
Okay, does anybody else have any new or old business to talk about? Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, roll call, you don't need a roll call,
Okay.
everybody agreed to adjourn?
I agree.